Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where we are currently working on getting more workers, really, more than anything. And we need to provide tribute to Tlatoani, and that's going to be 20 pottery. So we do have some pottery available here. We've got 9 currently, and that is good. We definitely need more. Now, in our small market, we can see that we've got 0 pottery right now. Now, we could uncheck the sales of pottery, and that may not be a terrible idea. Let's go ahead and do that for now. We also currently have awful symmetry, and, I mean, fair enough. So that's absolutely understood. So we would not mind having one of these, but that would require a scenic neighborhood. So to that end, we're interested in continuing to work on the canals, but maybe we should build stone roads, but we don't have a domestic source of stone. That is all imported. So I would kind of prefer that we not do that right now. So I think for the moment, I'm not going to issue any more orders. We have a work deficit right now, and the Sawyer's being moved up over here. And we also have these canals that all need to be dug, and these fields need to be dug. So that all needs additional work, right? We're short on common workers, like it says here. That is absolutely the case, and we need to do something about that. So for the moment, we're just kind of chilling here, and I want to check in here, 5 of 8, 7 of 8, 7 of 8, 3 of 8. We do have some expansion that can still be done over here. So that seems reasonably fine. Our prosperity and prestige is low at this moment, but we've still got more work that we need to do here. So we're just waiting on some of this work to get finished, and I don't want to add more right now. So we could definitely boost up the speed a little bit, and we can see that there's some canals being finished up here and there. That's absolutely a thing that's happening. I just had an idea. What would happen if we made all of these be bridged canals? Would that work? I have no idea if that would work or not. That'd be interesting. Tribute not received. We failed to send our yearly tribute. Okay, so if we check in here, we only have 11 pottery. So that's understood. They changed it, and we tried to accommodate, but we're working on it. We need more pottery. So yeah, we need to get that tribute built up. That's fine. So this has been moved now, and we should see them starting to, yeah, there we go. They're starting to clear out some of the trees up over here. So that looks good. We'll get some lumber from that. Absolutely excellent. The Lords of Zampanco have agreed to send relief funds to tide you over. Don't waste them. Your prestige has been reduced in consequence. So presumably we ran out of money. This is because we're importing stone. That's understood. So that's fine for the time being, but we definitely have more work that needs to be done here. We're getting the canals slowly dug. Our primary lack is wood, and we do have these sawyers working on trees out over here. So in theory, we should have trees, or rather lumber, coming in much more regularly now. So we should be able to complete a lot of this. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of these fields getting dug out. That looks good. So things are definitely improving on that front. We have not yet gotten this clay pit built. That's understood. That still needs a lot of lumber, and that's going to be a little bit, I guess. Most of the timber appears to be going up into the canals. So for now, that's absolutely fine. I do want to get those canals built eventually. And our symmetry is, of course, quite bad. There's not a lot we can do about that right now. We'll get there. For the time being, I want to check in here. 7 out of 40 pottery. So that went down. Okay. That's absolutely noted. I'm thinking this Sawyer has nowhere to deliver the timber. Right, it wouldn't. So that means that we should build a road that comes kind of like this. We'd have to choose which of these we wanted to take out, right? But we would then build this up kind of like that. Apparently we... Oh, there we go. That we can build. Okay, so it'd be something like this, and that should allow this Sawyer to deliver its timber. So we'll get going on that. That should be in a better situation then. These ranges are very, very short. But yeah, now it can deliver its timber. So that looks good. We did have to take out one unit of forest there that isn't going to regrow. That's not ideal, but that enables access to all of this. So that should be an improvement. Overall. In theory. That said, these guys are now also harvesting down here. Scouts report that an invading army from Tlatoani is heading for our city. They're expected to arrive within 1 month from the southwest. Okay, so they would be coming in from down here. Noted. So in that case, we do have sentry posts. I'm wondering... okay. So a stockade gate right here. Press R to rotate. Okay, sure. So something like that. A stockade gate there. And then the stockade tower permits wall patrols and give early warning of invaders. So maybe like one of those here and then one of them here. And then the stockade itself would go directly up to here like this. And then directly out into the water like that. So this would then go from here to here, and this would be the area. Maybe this should be a a third stockade tower right here. And we could even do another one right here, potentially. Okay. Beyond that, what else are we interested in here? I mean, we don't have much for soldiers, but we do have this, which I believe, if I remember correctly, I read on this that it provides a martial training to young boys. So that's noted. The question is, can we get this built in time? And this is all impassable up here. So that should be okay. This is relatively unpassable over here as well. They could come in from this direction, and this is all impassable up here. So there's basically only 2 directions that they can come from. So we can put in a wall system, potentially like here, or really like here. But that'd be pretty long. So I highly doubt that we're going to have this built in time with our worker shortage. So that's a concern. That is definitely a concern. Well, we'll see if anybody gets building down here. So these canals are definitely making some progress. And the question is, as these come in, I assume we're going to get a bit of a military tutorial on how exactly that ends up working. But that's going to be an interesting aspect to this game. We are beginning work on the walls. Okay, good. This does not look like an invasion force. Okay. So we are making progress on this. Enemies are at the door. Okay, so go to invasion point. The invasion point is down here. And we see... What is this, 3 people? Yeah. So we're not going to have our walls built in time for this. What is this? And yeah, we don't currently have archers here. That's understood. So there's a flag here. Oh, there's 4 of them. Okay. So this guy's an archer. They are fighting each other. They're not actually... That's actually a spearman. This guy's currently wandering. Okay. So these guys are attacking up over here. Noted. So this guy's a spearman. He's charging through. And this guy's just throwing spears at stuff. Okay, so this is, of course, a bit of a problem. And the question is, how do we go about getting military forces here? Well, I think that they need to be working in these jobs. That's the theory, anyway. So we do have a couple of jobs for them to work here. But we did not get this finished, and we didn't get this staffed. in time. So that's absolutely understood. And also, there's a little bit of a Z issue here. The shadow here is overwriting the stockade wall, which should be over top of the shadow. Well, the shadow should be... That's actually a strange rendering issue, but okay, sure. For now, that's relatively fine. So we've got these guys over here, right? And you are you fleeing? In retreat, yes. Okay, so our civilians are going to retreat from them. That's understood. However, my question is, how can we get people working here, right? Specifically in this stockade tower. We don't have any staff assigned for this. We have a vacancy at this time. Well, that's not surprising, considering we have a significant worker shortage. And we have had this whole time. So do we have anyone who will fight this? Well, this guy's a sentry. And this guy's a captain. So they might go fight, potentially, if they see them. He's coming in. He went home. Okay. We did see some of these little guys throwing some spears. Okay, yeah. So this guy, the spearman, is currently fighting. And yeah, we are seeing these guys giving battle. So this gave them martial training, and they're actually able to do some of this. The invasion has been dispatched. We suffered no casualties. Okay, cool. So this guy's retreating. That looks good. We'll get this finished up, and we'll have people staffing this for next time. And we need to think about potentially an attack from this side as well. So to that end, I'm thinking that we would put in, out over this way, probably a stockade gate somewhere around here, and then a stockade tower about here, and then a stockade tower about here. And then we do a stockade tower here, and then I'm thinking one here. Now, is this passable here? That is cliff, so I don't think that they can cross here. We can still run a stockade. Not like that. Hang on. We can still run a stockade from here to here. That's the wrong direction. Hang on. That is the wrong direction of stockade. Okay, so I'd like to run this not like that. This is facing the wrong direction. Surely there's a way to flip this. That's interesting. We were able to rotate these appropriately. But this really, really wants to be facing this way. And that's exactly the opposite direction that I want it to be facing. So I'm wondering if we take this out over here. Maybe if we rotate the camera. Maybe that would do it. So let's try rotating the camera and see if that changes anything. So this now wants to build like that, which I believe is still the wrong direction. Yes, it is. Okay, let's try rotating the camera this way. And at this point, we are up over here. Right. So I want to have this go in... Actually, I think the problem is that these are backwards, now that I think about it. I bet you that's what we've got going on. So if we put this stockade gate in, like, instead of being like this, and then we put in the stockade towers. Apparently we can't rotate those. But if we then, I guess, put in the stockade first, that's still the wrong direction, isn't it? It is. Well, that's very unfortunate. Maybe if we get rid of all of that and we put the stockade in first, have that be about here. No, it really wants to go this direction. It will not go the other way. Hang on. It's going the other way down here. Oh, we can flip it by going like this. That makes sense, actually. Okay, I figured that out then. Cool. So I'm going to put a stockade gate about here then. And then I'm going to do the stockade wall out this direction. There we go. And that'll go something like this. And then we'll put in stockade towers as we need to. So something about like this, that's going to be pretty extensive as far as the defenses go, but that should be relatively fine. Now, as far as this up here goes, I'm not 100% certain that this is blocked off. So we could put in a stockade wall here and just guarantee that it's blocked off by doing something kind of like this. And that's now definitely blocked off. And then this guy here could be a stockade tower right like that. And then we could have one additional stockade tower up over here, but this is probably overkill, to be honest. But something along the lines of that. So that's a lot of defenses, right? That's going to be a lot of jobs, potentially. I'm actually thinking about eliminating this one and this one and just having it be something like this. I think that'll be a little bit more reasonable. So then this stockade, that is a terrible rotation there. So we need to place it like that, but this guy needs to get deleted. Okay, there we go. So that's fine. And then we can build a road out over this direction. This road is going to connect in here, like that, and then can connect down over here and be something kind of like this, and go do stuff out over here, you know? Like, something like that. Sure. So that's going to take some time. Okay, so we'll let that happen. That's going to take a little while to get finished. Okay, it's going to take a long while to get finished. So checking in up over here, we can see our canals have definitely progressed, and we've gotten quite a ways on getting our fields dug. So that looks good. Where are we at right now for pottery? Still only at 9 out of 40. We are not getting much pottery. I'm assuming this is because it's being consumed out over here. Oh, we successfully sent our tribute. Oh, okay. Cool. And we now need to send 30 timber, 20 maize, and 30 pottery. Okay. Well, in that case, that's going to be, yeah, timber and maize. The timber and maize are probably going to be easy enough. 30 pottery might be kind of spicy. We'll see. So we do want to increase the ambience over here, and stone roads would be a good way to do that. Another good way to do that would be doing things like fruit gardens. We maybe should build an alcove as well to boost some of the... I'm just thinking here. A road connection here would not be bad. An alcove here should reach all of these. So let's put in an alcove here to get some of that going. And then we can do like some fruit gardens here to help beautify it a little bit. Something along the lines of that. So that should do for now. And we can see these guys over here just doing stuff, I guess. Theoretically, anyway. We need to get the stockade tower and these couple of stockades over here finished. So that definitely needs to be a thing. But our defenses are going to be slowly built. Very slowly, I'm afraid. So we need to get our fields dug. No doubt about that. We're working on it. Here we've got 3 out of 5 commoners, 3 out of 5 commoners, 3 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, and 4 out of 5. So we still need to grow our population some. Understood. And we're lacking a market out over here. So we may want to consider putting in an additional market out this way. So that'll be fine for now. I'm not sure how many goods that market will actually have access to, though. I'm actually thinking about maybe moving that market to be like out over here. The idea would be that it would be able to get resources from this market, but I'm not actually sure that's necessary. Let's hold off on that, and let's see if this starts getting goods from... I mean, it could get goods from the granary, at least. And we've got a trading post here as well that it's within range of. So in theory, that should be reasonably fine. Okay. So here comes another batch of people. That looks good. And this is currently saying services have been suspended. There we go. Now we're just waiting for employees there. So that looks good. And we've got, of course, a lot of work here. Looks like we've been digging this road. Yeah. And that should be done pretty soon here. It's not quite finished yet, but it'll get there. So that looks good. People are, you know, doing some things. These canals here, they've got a lot of work to do yet. No doubt about that. But we're working on it. So we've got 6 years remaining here. We lack a trading post to... Hang on. We're short of common workers. Yeah, I'm aware of that. You lack a trading post with suitable orders to dispatch tribute to Sheltocon. 30 timber, maize, and pottery. I think there's just not enough pottery here. I think that's the issue right now. So that's understood. We're going to continue to work on that pottery, for sure. We should be in a decent spot for that. So checking it up over here, it looks like we don't really need more housing yet. That looks relatively okay. And I keep hoping that these guys are going to dig the fields out here. But it seems like they've got other things on their mind. So that's okay for now. This road is now fully built, so that looks good. Out over here, we're slowly working on getting all of this built. And that's going to take a little bit. No doubt about it. So that's understood. Down this direction, we're still working on this. So we need a lot of timber to get that all built. We are working on gathering some timber, so that looks okay. I wish we could directly set where these guys harvest, because I'd like them to focus on harvesting here and not here, because this is harvested by this Sawyer. We could move this Sawyer, theoretically, and have it be, like, down here? Maybe? That might be something to do. So that way it could harvest this up here, which this can reach, but it could also harvest this down here. Would it be able to reach anywhere to put this, though? Would be the question. So if we were to move this, not you, hang on, if we were to move this, we'd be able to reach the trading post, but we wouldn't be able to reach the market. Would that matter? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, we would just barely be able to reach that. Up here, of course, we can reach this market. I don't know if we need to be able to reach the market, though. Let's try moving this down over here and seeing if just reaching the trading post is good enough, because this Sawyer is capable of harvesting all of these trees. So I want to be able to harvest these down here, which we cannot do currently. So that looks good. Our prestige is getting better, and at this point we can see we have 6 out of the 40 pottery that we need. We need a lot more pottery, actually. We may want to consider building a couple of additional kilns. Let's see, where are those at? Here we go, industry and materials. So a kiln could go, say... we could put them here, theoretically. We could put one here, and just the one additional kiln for now. Like, I really feel like we need more kilns. And we are busily gathering all of this. So, for this, what do we need for this tribute? It's 20 maize. Okay. And 30 pottery and 30 timber. So we'll have it be something like that. Okay, that seems fine for the moment. So with that in mind, we can see that, yeah, we are getting maize up at this small market. We're getting timber. That looks absolutely fine for the moment. So no issue there. This market is good. And yeah, we're being held back by ambience at this point over here. So we could improve that a decent amount. We've got the fruit garden over here. Understood. Okay, how are things looking up over this direction? Well, we definitely have a lot of work to do. No doubt about that. Let's cruise on through at a slightly higher speed for now. Although it is time to put a cut in here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to work on optimizing our timber production a little bit. We definitely do need a little bit more timber, and continuing to work on getting all of this online. Getting this canal fully built will be a huge deal for us, but I do want to get these defenses online eventually. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.